a lot of singles have had a really difficult breakup in the past and they're suffering some heartbreak. And I find that what happens as a result of this is people will put walls up to protect themselves because they've been so badly hurt. So they'll shut down their heart, they'll armor it, they'll put a big wall up. The problem with that is when you do that, you keep out the bad stuff, but you also keep out the good stuff. And the way to let love in is by having an open heart. Okay, it's not by having your heart shut down or having dirty great walls up that protect them, because what they actually do is they have the opposite effect. They absolutely allow you to get hurt more than if you weren't shut down. Now, to let love in, you have to, for that reward, you have to take a risk. You have to be open and vulnerable. Now, what does vulnerable mean? People get quite confused about vulnerability. Often they believe that vulnerability is, a bit of an information dump. So when I meet you, I'm going to tell you everything about myself and probably my worst points. Well, that's not being vulnerable. That's just an information dump and another way of putting walls up. You're telling your worst points to someone that you've just met. It is a way of repelling someone. Or, people need to know us to accept our faults, if that makes sense. Like, I couldn't imagine going for a job interview and saying, okay, I'm going to tell you the worst things about me and my job habits, but please give me the job. Now, people tend to do that with dating and it doesn't work. It's another form of that wall. So being vulnerable is kind of opening yourself up once you get to know someone, and it's quite different. But the other thing that I want to say is when you shut down your heart, you cause physical damage to your heart as well. Our heart is made to have love and compassion and be open. When it's shut down, you're changing the function it was made to be there, and you'll actually have physical effects of that. And there's a lot of research about that. But if you want to know what it looks like to have an open heart, because what I want to say is the energy that we come with is everything. That you might not, you'll meet someone, they don't have to tell you that they're shut down. We feel it. And it works with men and women. And you can feel the energy of someone that's shut and pushing someone away or got walls up. And if you want to see an example of this, you may love it or hate it, but The Bachelor is the perfect example, okay? So when you watch that show and he goes, the Bachelor or the Bachelorette will often say, look, I need you to be a bit more open. I need you to be vulnerable. Now, that's a high-risk situation. Personally, I would hate to find myself on a show like The Bachelor where you're competing. It would be almost automatic to want to shut down. Now, they did a challenge, I don't know how many weeks ago on the show, where, the two girls that won had to go and tell The Bachelor what they were looking for in a relationship. And, that takes to sit opposite someone and tell them those values and what you're looking for and qualities does take being open and vulnerable if you're doing it in a way that the other person can hear. So on this particular episode, they got all the other girls to watch on a TV screen, which is intimidating in itself, the conversation of the girl telling The Bachelor what they were. Now, Amanda is very aggressive in wanting to win The Bachelor over, but she did it beautifully. She was really open and vulnerable and shared from her heart what she was looking for in the man that she wants to be with. And even the girls that aren't her biggest fan couldn't fault what she said to him. So the next girl comes on who's not quite as out there, and she couldn't articulate what she wanted at all. And the girls were watching, cringing, knowing her heart was quite different to what she was saying. But I think she must have said that she's looking for fun. So he kind of took it that she wasn't serious, that she wasn't really open and vulnerable. So it's really interesting when you sit back and watch and you watch the effect it has on the other person. And I see it often when people come to speed dating. They're really quite shut down. And when they're shut down, the results reflect that. Or I see it when people are dating. Or what I do find is people that are worried about being hurt will let the wrong person in. So the women that are worried about being cheated on or hurt again will often choose the player or the person that's likely to do that, and then they'll feel that they're justified in shutting down their heart. So to have an open heart doesn't mean you let anyone in. You have those nice boundaries. It's almost like instead of having a dirty great wall up, you've got like a little fence that will keep you safe from being eaten by animals or eaten alive, but you've not got something that's blocking everything out. And boundaries are a really good thing, along with healthy self-esteem and self-worth, because people will only treat you how you allow them to. So it will make a big difference. So I encourage you that if you're wanting some sort of relationship, it's time to let down your walls, have some nice boundaries in place, and open your heart. And if you struggle with knowing how to do that, that's where I come in as a dating relationship coach, because often we can't see the energy we're putting out there. We can't see what we're doing. That's blocking. I mean, I often have guys saying, well, women aren't seeing that I'm a nice guy. Often the vibe they're putting out there is not the nice guy energy. So we don't always know how we come across. So when you work with me, I can help you change those results. But that's enough for me on an open heart. And private message me, give me a call. I'd love to work with you. The other thing that I want to say is next Sunday, not this Sunday, but the following one, I've got brunch at the Queen's. We're fully sold out for women over 40, but we've got plenty of places for men. So I'd love you to come join me for brunch. The Queen's is such a good venue and it's such a good deal that we've got. So I hope you go online, or I hope you come to one of our upcoming singles events. It's been lovely talking to you, and I hope that you have an amazing weekend. Thank you. Bye.